Could you please save me? The world is crazy. From a drive-by was another dead baby. My homies killing each other for the love of a color. One dead brother and another sad mother. And damn, it makes me wanna holler. Another dirty day, gotta go make this dirty dollar. Cause I gotta try to live and provide for Destiny, cause she's getting big. And I gotta bring her up right, so she won't grow up to be a pitiful sight. With 5 kids on welfare.
All right. Get all those intros out of the way. Ramadi, I gotta go do something real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's only gonna take a second. Yeah, I figured you would, Big Angry Phil. That was Deadly Force. I'll give you the track here in just a second. Give me just a minute, guys. I got to take care of something real quick.
Oh. Phil, how's it going? Tom's one Dayful. Good to see you. Come on, boys. Don't be shy. Come on in here. Saturday chill stream. All right, Tom. Thanks, man. I just wasn't trying to mispronounce it. Tom's one day. Tom's one. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I get it now.
All right. Good to see all of you good people here. We'll yeah, even you, MGTOW Mutt.
MGTOW Mutt says, "What's up?
What up? He got something he wants to tell y'all. Good to see you, everybody. We'll try this again. And see how this Saturday chill goes. I'm going to give it till the top of the hour. First 30 minutes to the top of the hour. If nobody shows up, then we'll just call it a day. But we'll hang out, talk, do what we're going to do for the next little bit, and see what we got going. Here is the StreamYard link. You guys want to jump on panel, hang out, talk? It's open. It's an open panel discussion. It's a Saturday chill. Yeah, well, MGTOW Mutt apparently he got something he wants to say.
No, he's barking at the damn cat across the street.
There is your link to join. If you guys so choose, I'll get you guys up here. You guys can talk about whatever you want. It'll be open panel. So we'll talk about anything within reason, of course, with YouTube's bullshit algorithm. So you guys know how it goes. Tom is wonderful. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, I know you. Pretty cool. That's a G-Funk track. That is Deadly Force. What is the name of that song? Wonder If You Could Save Me or something? I don't know. They made that song back in 1997. I found it the other night looking for some music to put on the channel, and I was like, damn, this shit rocks. And I had to have it. That was a pretty badass tune. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good to see everybody coming on in. Good to see you. Mother's Day is coming up. Yep. Yeah. That's I had almost forgot that Mother's Day was coming up. Of course, my mother's already gone now, so
Yep, mine too. Mom passed away August 2017 is when I lost my mom. So, yep. Mother's Day is on Sundays, boys. So, if you still got your mom, show her a little appreciation.
Absolutely. Yep, MGTOW Mutt, absolutely. Yeah, my mother.
Nope.
Yeah, my mother. She passed away. Was it April and May of 2024 or something like that?
Hey, come here. Stop.
Let's go ahead and get Mr. Tom is wonderful up here, man. What's going on with you?
What's up, gentlemen?
Oh, nothing much, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I believe this is the first time you've been on the channel, isn't it?
First time I've been on the channel, but now I'm part of the group here that's talking.
First time on the panel. Hey, man, welcome.
Yeah,
We love participation.
Well, here it is. I got Mother's Day coming up, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Get ready for that. Get to see the fam. They don't understand MGTOW. They don't understand the whole red pill movement. But
they don't.
It's like how do you like participate without getting caught up in the whole philosophy? I just have to keep my damn mouth shut, pretty much.
You know, Tom, I've never with my immediate family, not that I'm that close anymore, because when I was 20, I went into the military and I moved away from my home state. I mean, and I would come home and visit, you know, every so often. And then I got married, and I mean, just, you know, little by little, me and my immediate family grew further and further apart, just because of the fact that I wasn't around. Wasn't really anyone's fault. That's just how life works sometimes. But when I found my way here, I'm not gonna the whatever immediate family that I still have left, I'm never gonna have that conversation with them.
Right.
That's something that they don't need to hear. That's not something that they would even begin to understand, try to understand. So, I mean, it's just not a topic of conversation that I'm going to have with them ever.
What's going on, Mr. MGTOW and Finney? I'm working on post content, so in lurking listening mode. Salute everyone, nevertheless. We got Jimmy Bones coming on in. Good to see you, brother. Batty Commander, all you good people coming on in tonight. Good to see everyone.
No, I mean, Tom, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your backstory is, but like, if you've got family sitting there harping on you, like, oh, you know, why haven't you ever got married? Why don't you settle down? This, that, and the other. And if you don't want to give them the truth, I don't know, man. Just deflect the question, ignore the question, act like you don't hear them. Just get up and leave. I don't know.
Well,
hey,
I have done that. I've gotten up and left. It was mainly listening to, I don't know what it is. It's like the mainstream, I don't want to say media. It's like the mainstream attitude. It's people are so delusional, blind. Pick your word. They're just regurgitating things that the popular folks, the big names do, you know, and they think it's gospel, and I stare at my feet and go, I don't buy that shit, you know, things like that. And then it's, you know, kind of sparks a conversation, and then I say, I don't want to talk. So yeah, but
Tom, are you talking about like the manosphere grifters, the red pill PUA grifters that get talked about all the time on, like you said, in the mainstream media, and they're like they're you know, they're not a threat to this country, but we are, but we get no mainstream media attention, even though we're speaking the actual truth.
Well, that's the thing. It's almost like they don't want to. It's like they know it ain't right, but when I speak about what the truth is, like you said, they get real squirrely, and they start moving the subject away from it. You know, well, let's talk about the garden, you know, or whatever it is. You know, my roof needs work. You know,
Tom, that's how much of a sharp contrast the indoctrination is on people versus what we have discovered here in the philosophy. You know, society is not ready to hear how corrupt this system is over everyone's heads. Really, when you get down to it.
I hear that.
By the way, Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Give me just a second. Johnny, good to see you, brother. Batty Commander, good to see all of you. Yeah, hit that link. Come up on panel, man. And
Johnny, hello, come up on panel. Take an order, please. Come on, hello.
yeah, and Batty Commander says the Gunt Sack is now available at thecommanderskit.com. Your mission.
What did he say? The nut sack is available. The
Gunt
nut sack.
Gunt Sack. Gunt Sack. Yeah. So if you want to get with Batty Commander and get yourself a sweet homemade.
Man, I love this bar.
He makes that stuff by hand, so you know it's top quality choice. He even shows you how he makes it. So yeah, get in there and support him, man.
Is the G silent? Is the G silent?
Oh man,
I don't know.
Are you sure?
But,
Are you sure it's not nut sack?
But Tom, that's I do the same thing you do. I find that when you go out in public, talking about the philosophy is just not going to happen with a lot of people. You kind of have to, if you're going to talk about it with somebody, you kind of have to find that opening when somebody's kind of like you can kind of pick up on kind of like a what do you call it, not a reflex, but God, I'm losing my train of thought. What is it called? Anyway, you got to know when to pick and choose when to talk to people about it. But
absolutely agree. It's just when subjects come up, usually at the at the dining room table or your porch or whatever, people are saying whatever it is, and then they're looking at me like, what's he gonna do with it? My face kind of get poker's one thing. Talking with the family when I hear crazy crap like that, I guess I put some kind of face on. I said, what's that face for? Don't you think that like trans women should be in men's sports? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, and then we're off and running or whatever the case is. You really trust women with your money?
Well, I mean, again, Tom, I don't know how your family is. My family was like, I'm 50 years old. I'm not sure how old you are. You sound like you might be a little bit older, but my family never had those types of conversations at the dinner table.
Yeah. Well, I got a sister who went to Amherst College. So right there. If you know anything about Amherst, Massachusetts, and their college there, it's kind of like Antioch out in the Midwest. It's well, let's just say they don't like men a lot. I'll put it like that. And that's college she went to, got into all sorts of cool stuff. A rabid feminist, and there I am, sipping on my cold one. Like, yeah, no. It's interesting. I mean, the rest of the grandkids and the rest of the family, they kind of they want to watch something. So I have to like almost shut the hell up and just nothing. I just think I got to get used to the idea, kind of thing. I don't try to. Back a few years ago. Oh yeah, I was on the soapbox, and so now I kind of had to back off, and I guess I don't know. I got to work on it. I got issues with it still, and and then everybody's happy.
I have found the older that I get,
right.
You give advice where it's warranted, where people are looking for it. I don't. I've gotten more reserved the more that I do this. I don't just give out this information anymore, like open freely talking to people. Like I've gotten real good about knowing when to wedge it in there or when to kind of hint at it, or if you guys are struggling with wanting to share the philosophy with people, that's what I would tell you. You kind of got to develop a sense of timing, like you know when to say it, when not to, when it's appropriate, when it's not to.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I call
not
it
only
reading.
that, no, yeah, not only that, Outlaw. Sorry, Tom. No, man, you got to be able to read the room and know your audience. Like if you're gonna talk about this in public out in the wild, yeah, you got to think about where you're at, who's around you, who's listening, who you're talking to.
Well,
Like I said, I've been going through this since 2019, and this was never a conversation that I had with my father. It was never a conversation that I had with any of my brothers. It never came up at a family gathering where I was just sitting there like, hey, I want to tell you all about something that I discovered on the internet that is life changing. No, I never did that.
Well, we know that this philosophy is women are not going to hear it. Most all women are not going to hear this because it's this philosophy is because of them and their actions with gynocentrism. So
it's a response. It's a response to that.
Now there may be a rare one or two that might want to hear about it. I get women that listens to this show all the time, and then they'll leave a comment on my email or Discord or whatever. But most often, women do not want to hear this. So if I talk to people about the philosophy, it's mainly men, because women just aren't going to hear it, and I'm not trying to convince them anyway. So,
well, they're Outlaw. Come on, you know as well as I do. There's plenty of men out there that don't want to hear this shit either.
Well,
because it completely fucking shatters their whole damn worldview.
Well, Johnny, that's true too. That's true too. Some people advise against talking about it altogether out in public. I'm a big mouth. I find that I can't keep hot water on my breath sometimes about some things, and I got to tell people about it. I mean, but the only people I have ever really told about this is my good buddy that I went to high school with that married my cousin, and we were having a conversation one day, walking to the grocery store. And he told me, he said, brother, I'm ready to divorce her. I've got the money in my hand right now, ready to do it. Get the papers drawn up and just get away from her. He said, but I got a kid with her and I can't walk away from it. And what do you tell somebody like that, man? Yeah, that's a pretty tight spot. Now I know my cousin, she won't call herself a feminist, but she acts like one.
Johnny, quit posting in the comment section and come up on a panel, please.
Yeah, he said he'd be up later. So
later?
That's what he said. That's what Johnny said.
Oh.
So
maybe he's out in public.
And I'll tell you, Tom, one of the reasons why I started developing this particular skill was actually in response to a lot of the people that you can't talk to about alcohol and stuff. Like if you got people that are just such bad drunks that don't want to hear anything you got to say about it.
Yeah, no, I understand. I have, I've dealt with alcoholics too. And my thing is, I said, I would say, this is getting to you because normally you're like top of your game. I go, Wyatt, please, I just don't like seeing you when stuff like this is like dragging you down, bro. And they're cool with that because I'm not saying you damn drunk, you ought to get your act. That's not it at all. I'm not even telling them to quit. I'm just saying when you get like whatever, it's the same thing. When I talk with family, like they'll say, well, Tom, what's with the face? I said, the current thinking is, women are the prize and men are the problem. I said, it seems like that's kind of the take everybody's bought into. I go from the church to the corporation. I said, I personally think it's a bunch of BS, and they said, well, it's not true all the time. I said, well, it just seems like that's the message getting pushed, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. Aren't you? And then, of course, discussions start, and by that time, I'm like going back in the kitchen, grab another, cup of coffee or whatever, while the conversation goes on, and come back, sit down, and they're discussing it,
Right.
and I let it happen, and then if they look at me, I'll say, well, I think I got a feeling, women don't like men unless there's a war, and then all of a sudden they're ready to make me a sandwich. Yuck, yuck. And, oh yeah.
Now, so, Jimmy, when I say that, I'm talking about the people who, when you express your concerns to them, they're so bad about it, they don't want to hear you, and they actually will fight you on it. That's the people I'm talking about. It's like, I just want to let you know how I feel about it. Like you can choose to ignore me or in general, talk about people in general. But I do want you to know how I feel about it.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I mean, it's kind of the adage, do you want me to tell you what you think you want to hear, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And to drop that, when do you drop that little grenade into the conversation? So I totally get where you're coming from. I know a lot of people. It's time to meet the family, and I've been on my own for a while. Been married, divorced, married, widowed. I totally get it, and it's a lot of catching up, and there's a lot of nonsense. And I don't know, man. I almost like, it's almost like a trigger, I guess. It's like I start hearing nonsense, BS, and I'm like, I gotta say something, man.
I mean, it's almost like it's a trap, and you're damned when you do, and you're damned if you don't. And it's like, if your wife or your girlfriend, shows you an outfit, and she's like, oh, well, does this make me look fat? And if she looks fat in it, and of course, the safe is like, no, you look great. And like, no, man, like, be like Al Bundy. And he's like, no, it's not the dress that makes you look fat. It's the fucking fat that makes you look fat.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. You're going back to the 90s, yo. Those are good times.
And that's exactly why I don't bother with people anymore. Like we're talking about here with Tom. I don't. There's some people you can talk to. There's some people you can't talk to. For me, it's a matter of picking and choosing your battles, is what they tell you.
Yeah.
How much is that person worth to you? Do you want to keep pressing it? Do you want to? Now, I don't know. That's not an easy answer.
I don't know, man. It's like when I hear. I guess I got to work on it, because when I hear BS, I almost feel like I got to do something. I can't let it.
I do too.
Can't let it stand. And I'm old enough. I got some grace going on, so I know better. But I don't know. Maybe it's.
I mean, again, I'm not dumb, Tom. I'm not telling you to be quiet or censor yourself. But I mean, you don't have to respond to everything.
True. Don't have to go to every fight.
Not everything requires a response.
Yeah, and some of them, they've heard it before anyway, so I got you. I know that other people have gone to that got turned on to the philosophy of MGTOW, and it's almost like evangelical Christians. After you baptize them, you got to lock them in a closet to let them calm down a little bit before you set them loose. So. Totally understand that concept.
Well, no, because there's some guys that'll take this, and they'll, like you said, man, they'll be out there running around with the 90 miles, 100 miles an hour with their hair on fire, just anybody and everybody that they come across, and that's not how this works.
No,
that's not how this was ever to be intended to be spread.
Well, yeah, everything's an internal. It changed it for me. It changed my decision making internally, like what I used to almost automatically do when I was around, women or people like that. I've internally made changes, and they're not dramatic or anything. It's I got a position in line, and oh, can I get in front of you? Go, no, or something like that. When I've been waiting just as long as everybody else, it's
Right.
like,
I mean, obviously, yeah. Obviously, I mean, you're gonna stand your ground out in public, right?
yeah,
But again, you don't have to be over. What's the word I'm looking for?
overly zealous.
You don't yeah, zealous or performative or dramatic about it to where
Right.
you're like out there trying to make a statement and go viral. You don't have to do
Mhm.
that. You can just be like, no, I'm in line. You're behind me. That's the way a line works. Or like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. Or like, no, I'm not holding the door for you. Or no, I'm not helping you carry this heavy whatever the fuck it is. Or no, I'm not helping you fucking, put shit in your car or change your fucking tire.
Yeah,
Just no.
yeah.
No.
I totally
I mean,
understand that.
and you don't have to go into the whole, well, we're equal, right? You don't even have to go into it. Just no, like you don't have to go into a long, depth, drawn out explanation like I'm doing right now as to why you don't need to do that.
Correct.
Because you don't owe them that. They're not entitled to that. Just no. Or you can ignore them, just straight up ignore them like they don't
Yeah.
even fucking exist. Because that'll really piss them off.
True. I will say this though. When I turn to look them in the eye and say no, something happens. There's only almost like they kind of almost take a half step back, and then I turn
Well, because
around and go back.
they're in shock. They're in shock because they've never heard that word before. Most
Yeah.
of them,
Exactly.
like that.
And I'm
That's a
not rude
foreign.
about it. I
Like,
just
like you might as well be speaking a foreign language. To them, that's a word a lot of them have never heard before. That's
Mhm.
like you're speaking a foreign language and it's a foreign concept. They're like, wait, what? No. Like, yeah,
This
no.
philosophy is too raw and too straight to the point for most people in this culture, and it's the truth that exposes a lot of people, that they find uncomfortable about it. I remember the first time I started going down the rabbit hole with all this, which years ago was religion, then it was politics, then we got to this part of it. It was very uncomfortable to learn that, the entire time I was alive, I was being lied to about everything. They've lied about politics, they've lied about religion, they've lied about this between men and women. And it's like once that happens, you spend the rest of your life trying to decode and unwind it and walk it back. It's like it takes an entire lifetime. I'm still trying to make sense of all this, even right now. Some people just don't want to hear it. And that's like I said, you got to know when they want to hear it, when they don't want to hear it. If they don't want to hear it, buddy, we'll just, we'll talk about something else. We'll go our separate ways. Now, if there's a young man out there that I see that, maybe they need to hear it, I'm like, hey, what do you feel like, kind of ease them into it? What do you feel about
No,
Feel about
I like what I think it was Hammerhand. I think it was Hammerhand that said it. I don't know who said it before him, but I mean, the first time I heard it was from Hammerhand, and he was like, "We don't go out and actively recruit." He's like, you have to find your way here organically."
Yep.
And it's not like it's not out there. All right, it's not like it's a secret. So I mean, if you go looking for it, you're going to find it. It's not that hard to find.
Well,
But we're not out there standing on street corners handing out flyers.
that's just it. That's just it. You don't go out and recruit people. That's not what this is about. Right? Exactly. But there are going to come times when I feel the urge that maybe I could say something to this guy that could help him make more sense of something about it. Or
Well, that's a outlaw in the moment. That's a judgment call.
right, exactly, and that's what I'm trying to get across. Exactly, it's timing. It's knowing when not to. Is this person? Can this person understand what we're saying, where we're coming from? You know,
Yeah,
and some of these
that's a
guys,
hundred. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely, that's a judgment call in the moment. In that situation, that's a judgment call. You might be right, you might be wrong, but at the end of the day, that's a judgment call.
As it should be. It is, but well, okay. I think that the best way to figure out what the limits are, what the boundaries are, I guess, is to do it and know when you succeeded and know when you've gone too far bringing it out. It kind of like, for me, it was kind of trial and error. I'd step out and I'd get kind of deep into the whole, the whole history of feminism and all of that, and they would literally, their eyes would glaze and they say, "Come on, man!" It's like, all right, stop. I got to back it up a little bit, and I found that brevity is better. Brevity is the art of wit, I think somebody said. And it's like, say what you got to say in as few words as you can, and then just pause, let it stand there, and, I guess let them kind of chew on that little morsel you gave them. And then if it wants to continue, someone will say, well, tell me more, or whatever. So, yeah, those are some of the things I've had to learn kind of the hard way, trial and error. And I've got it down pretty good. But I don't know, man. I got to work on when I hear the outrageous claims that come from mainstream, I feel compelled to say something. And a lot of times I do. And yeah, all of a sudden my foot's in something sticky here. So I have to learn to back off like that. I don't know if anybody else, like, you got other people that are going to be coming in brand new, just got divorced, just got homeless because of it. All of a sudden their take home pay just got cut in half because child support, whatever. And, there's going to be some serious emotional turmoil, and they kind of have to hear, like you said, people end up finding MGTOW. They'll see like the end of an article, someone's like maybe in a live stream or maybe a video, they'll see the end of it, they'll hear the word, and a day or two they're going to Google it, and they're going to see it's a man-hating conspiracy terrorist organization, whatever they're putting out about it. It's going to interest people just because of the fact that they've heard it, and a lot of people don't like it. They're going to be curious. I mean, everybody doesn't want to know about a wreck, but they can't take their eyes off it when they see, turmoil. So yeah, and I think that when people come into it new, like you said, they got to learn what they can say, what they can't say, and maybe they can't say a damn thing. But I agree with you, though, gentlemen. Right, Tom, there.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, and I look at it like church. If anybody here ever goes to church, you know what I'm fixing to say.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard your pastor tell you that your testimony, your witness, the way you live, should be enough for some people to pick up on what you're putting down?
Oh yeah, I agree. I got to learn how to season my words with salt. I totally get where you're coming from.
I look at MGTOW the exact same way. I believe, and that's why I believe Hammerhand says ghosting in plain sight. I believe the way that you live, because this is actually supposed to be an underground philosophy. I don't really think it was ever supposed to go mainstream, but the way you live out in plain sight, by choosing where you put your money, who you support, where you give your time to, I believe I am a wholehearted, strong proponent believer that people watch that in silence. People watch the way you live in silence. If you're a MGTOW man, you're practicing the philosophy out in the open, but in silence. I believe people watch that whether you know it or not.
Well, Outlaw, we're global, man, and it wasn't us. It wasn't us that did that. It just spread,
Of course.
and it went global. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not taking anything away from the brothers that came before us
Right.
that were talking about this, but I'm just saying it wasn't like one day there was nothing and then the next day, boom, it was everywhere. No, it took time to circle.
It wasn't a chemical miracle. It was took time.
To circle, yeah, to circle around the globe, and now it's global, and the cat's out of the bag. Maybe that's not what the original
People
intent
scratching
was.
their head. What happened?
Whether
The fucking cat's out of the bag, and you can't put the fucking genie back in the bottle.
whether people like Barbarossa, Spetsnaz, Razorblade Candy, Tom, what's that guy's name? Tom Likas, whether those guys pioneered this philosophy or not, there was eventually going to come a point in history where men were going to get tired of the way things are being handled against them. There was going to come either a silent revolt, which is what MGTOW is supposed to be, or there was going to be an out loud, two-way rifle range. Which
Yeah, no, right now, no, it's well, I'm not going to say silent, but I mean, it's not there. I mean, it hasn't gone that way yet. You know, talking about the two-way rifle range.
Well, what I was fixing to say was, I hope it don't get to that point. But the longer that I live, and the more men that I see killing themselves, and the more children like was you here yesterday, Tom, and watched the stream?
I did not. I was actually on the road from upstate New York, heading back to New England, where I live.
That's a pretty place up there. I've seen
Thank you.
photos and stuff. Yeah, man, y'all got a nice place up there. But we saw yesterday, a young girl is just now, after all these years later, beginning to learn the truth about her father. He wasn't the bad guy in the story after all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's become a common thing. A lot of kids found out mom was outright lying, and it was apparently a lot of people knew mom was lying and didn't have the courage to step in and say something about it. And it took her to just do it alone, totally by herself. Everybody warning her, you don't want to talk to him. And yeah, they find out. And it's that kind of betrayal. And it's the betrayal that gets people. Because, your enemies aren't going to betray you ever. You know what they are. It's the people that you're the closest to, that you care about the most. Those are the ones that betray. And it is extremely devastating. I mean, look at what has to happen. You take vows of marriage, and a man is supposed to keep his word. Suddenly, he's forced to break his vow that he didn't want to break because, the government, Uncle Sam, the pimp, steps in and says, okay, yeah, you're out of here. And you still got to pay.
That's just like the story of Adam and Eve. It wasn't man that fell in the garden; it was a woman, and she brought the man down with her.
Well, Tom, here's a good question, and I brought this question up on another channel on another live stream that wasn't MGTOW related, because they asked the question, and this was the answer that I gave them. They talking about legally binding marriages. I was like, okay, stop. I was like, why do you even have to say that? Why does it have to be a legally binding marriage? If you get married in a church in the presence of God, and you take a vow till death do us part, but yet you have to go to a courthouse and sign a piece of paper in order to get married, to get permission to get married. But according to the Bible, when you're getting married in a church, in the presence of God and your family and friends, why does it have to be legally binding? Why do you have to sign a piece of paper to make it legal if it's not legal under God?
Most people do not even understand what a marriage is supposed to be. And I said that since I started this channel.
And I mean, legal.
Right. A marriage, according to scripture, is a spiritual thing.
It's a covenant. It's a covenant between a man, woman, and the Lord. It's supposed to be a covenant.
It is a spiritual tying of the souls in front of God. It is a covenant you, her, and God make between each other. It's got nothing to do with man's laws. It's got nothing to do with enforcing a law. It's got everything to do with a person's spirit and soul connected to another person and continuing what God said in the scriptures, which is to be fruitful and multiply according to what he wants for your lives.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. But
Right.
Here's the thing is that we think we're in the greatest nation in the world, and in many ways we are, but we sign a piece of paper, hand it to a clerk, which is a perversion of the word cleric. You hand it to a clerk, and they imprint the corporate seal of the community that you're from. And that corporate seal, now you've entered into a business contract, literally. That's
what I'm saying.
That's why children become a piece of property, and they have to be. You have a conversion in civil law. It's called torts and conversion. The children are converted into money, and the man, and somebody's going to pay. And
why do you think they call them wards of the state? Why do you think you have to get your child's birth certificate fucking notarized? Because according to their logic, you don't own that child that you gave life to in birth. The fucking state does.
Property of the state.
Well, now let me extend that to both of you. Do you think that ends when they get to be an adult age? There you go. Everybody here that has ever been born under this system, you're still owned and property of this government.
Right. That's why mothers can terminate their pregnancies, because it's their property until it's birth. And it's all, I mean, I don't want to go on an admiralty law rant, but I mean, it's like, okay, a lot of people put down the date of birth. Some people put down the date of conception, and it makes it legally, it makes it different. And I've heard of stories where they've kept the afterbirth in the freezer to prove that they conceived. It gets technical, and I guess maybe I'm autistic because I went kind of deep into that rabbit hole. But it's like, okay, I'm the piece of property. My birth certificate says so. On the birth certificate, they don't say parent; they say informant. Like, this person was born, and the word informant appears, that turned him in and basically says, I've manifested this thing here. It wasn't at one time, and now it is. And you're an informant. Yeah.
Yeah, way back in the day, women used to eat the afterbirth.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of, and I mean, I don't know how related to that to MGTOW it is, but yeah, it's like it opens up your mind. It's like, if I've been lied to about this, what else have I been lied to?
Well,
and there you go.
But to me, that makes me think about, well, if they're willing to do that, okay, they gave birth and then they pushed out the afterbirth after the baby came out. But if they were willing to sacrifice their child, which is their right, then they have no problem eating the afterbirth of said child. I don't know. To me, it just it seems kooky and weird. And I get it in the animal kingdom, dogs, cats, whatever. I get that.
Yep.
But for human beings, I was like, no, man, we don't need to do that. Like, just have the baby, just have the baby and let's move on.
The government believes with all sincerity it owns you.
Oh yeah.
The government literally believes that you are its property.
Oh
It
yeah.
don't stop. It don't stop. Once you get of age and get out here and start working or whatever you're going to do, that don't stop. You're still property of this federal government according to their laws.
Well,
Yeah.
look at anybody old enough listening, if they have a birth certificate. I don't know when they started issuing birth certificates, but go look at your birth certificate. Probably either in one of the corners, one of the four corners of that document, that piece of paper, there's going to be an official state seal stamped on there.
Yeah. That raised seal means there was a judgment and you became property. You became a citizen, whatever you want to call it. You became property. You're no longer free. You are assigned to whatever seal got put there. That's where you originated from as a individual or as a person. And it's interesting.
Your social.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Person is a legal fiction as well. So I looked in Black's Law Dictionary. Oh yeah.
I have also heard it said that your social security number is your barcode.
Well, on the back of it, there's a red number, and that supposedly it's tied somewhere to the stock exchange or somewhere where you have a monetary value of what's expected, what your return on investment is. And you can actually look it up. I don't know how to do it. Like I said, I mean, sometimes I can only go so deep, and then I got to stop because, like, okay, I gotta do my dishes, whatever.
No, Tom. I'm not going to say it's going to drive you crazy. Well, it could drive you crazy, but at worst, it's going to drive you crazy. At best, it's going to piss you off and make you want to break something. So yeah, no.
Well,
if you need to step away and take a break, then I would advise to do that.
Oh, but I do.
Yeah. This system is corrupt as hell itself, man. I mean, I remember that was part of what I went down the rabbit hole first of many years ago, was learning about all of this, Social Security and birth certificate and all that stuff. Yeah, you are a legal. From what I remember studying, and I don't know how true it was. I'd need to go back and do it.
Like why do I need a certificate to prove that I was born? I'm literally standing here talking to you. Does that not prove that I'm a human being and I have autonomy over my own body and my own life? That I'm here, that I'm real, that I'm flesh and blood? Why do I need a fucking piece of paper to show you that I was born?
When I went down that rabbit hole, and I don't remember how true it was, or like I said, I'd need to do more research into it. But we were technically sold off as collateral to pay for the war. What was it?
Yeah, World War I, and then they had the bankruptcy.
Probably World War I, because they lost like what, couple million fucking people.
Well, that's how the whole thing with Roosevelt happened. They had the country went bankrupt in the 30s, and the banks agreed, pay the interest, we'll keep loaning your money, just pay the interest. And so that's how World War II was able to be funded so wonderfully, and how it just has continued. As long as we're in debt and pay the
Our involvement, the United States involvement in World War II, it wasn't just about trying to get payback for Pearl Harbor. So if that's what you believe, I'm sorry, not true. False flag.
Oh, yeah. And they knew. I mean, Roosevelt wanted to pull everybody out of depression. He signed a deal with the devil. And, all of a sudden it's like, we're not going to ship oil to you, Japan, anymore, because we got it and we want to break you. And, And it became And then England said, we'll sell our status as the world power to you, just save us. And so all of a sudden, all these things started happening, and it just overwhelmed. And it was, again, here I sound, it was the bankers. It's like, just pay the interest. Don't worry about the principal. Just pay the interest. And
Right.
It's like, really? Okay. You owe $10,000. Just pay the $100 a month interest. And it's like, if you need more, go ahead. Just pay the interest. And so it became just a revolving door. And that's why things, we're in so much debt, and it seems like nobody cares. It's like, and it's because we'll just keep making more out of thin air. And now you see what I mean? It's like all the lies. And it's like most people don't even want to know.
No, Tom, no. It's like Outlaw said earlier when we first started talking. He's like, he's just now coming around to the fact that he's in his mid to early late 30s, that he's been lied to his whole life. Like, I'm 50. I graduated high school in 1995. I'm a Gen Xer. I was lied to my entire life by the government, by the public school system, by my parents.
Yep. Relatives. I think everybody is. They try to sell a dream that is not a dream. It's a nightmare.
Well, George Carlin put it best. You have to be asleep to believe in all this bullshit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look what happened to him. In his old age, it's like he started as a comic and talked about irony, the ironic things in life that he noticed. And then he became like a very wise man who was allowed to go on stage because he had built himself a reputation, and all he did was tell the truth, and people, they weren't laughing because it was funny. They were laughing because they were nervously laughing, like, yeah, we know.
It wasn't. I don't think George Carlin wasn't trying to be funny. He kind of sort of put a comedic spin on it, but it was just observation.
Yeah.
Of a man that had been around for a long time, a seasoned man who had been around a long time and had seen some shit and was just like, hey, this is what I've seen. This is what I think. Mm-hmm. And he probably did his legitimate research. And this was before the internet. He was talking about this crap.
Mm-hmm.
So he was having to go find this shit out the hard way, like using the Dewey Decimal System in a fucking library or microfiche. You know what I mean?
Yep. I remember them days.
Well, anybody with half an IQ point can look around out in this culture, and you can tell that there's some things that are just not. They're not, true. They're not. Something don't add up.
Exactly.
Right?
It looks fake.
You can, and I started noticing it when I was in high school. When you start, it's really when you start questioning things, when you're allowed to start questioning things, and you don't get answers exactly to what you're trying to ask, because everybody's either, just don't worry about it, buddy. Just everything's okay.
Yeah, but your bullshit detector's going off constantly, and you're saying, nah, it ain't okay. Something's up. Now, but you don't know what.
When you start digging into it, then you learn that your dad was lied to, your mom was lied to, your grandparent, everybody every bit of this is set up strictly based off how they learned growing up, and they were led astray just like you were. What do you say? It's like,
it's that awakening that people, they're facing that awakening where they realize it's all BS, and now they want to know what's going on and why, and and then suddenly it's almost divine. MGTOW just appears, starts popping in feeds, maybe one or two, and then and that's how most people really get into it. It's almost
Well,
like it directed.
Yeah, but
Yeah, go ahead.
Tom, I mean, again, that can kind of be a slippery slope too, because you're like, oh, well, I found this, so now I'm being told the truth. I'm around people, like-minded people that think like me, that want the truth. So it can either make you wake up, or it can piss you off even further and take you further down the rabbit hole to where you just constantly want to be in a state of pissed off.
I agree. And I think
okay, yeah. We all want answers. Why?
Yeah.
Why did this happen? Why was this allowed to happen? Why did we as a people, as a country, allow this to happen?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. By the time young people realize it, they're already in their 20s and 30s or 40s, however old they are. This stuff was already in motion before any of us were born.
Yeah, and people go through a red pill age. Absolutely.
By the time you wake up and fucking pop your head out of your ass, if you ever do, by that point it's too fucking late, man. The damage is already done.
You have to be very careful, even with MGTOW, because there's a lot of people in this philosophy that don't teach this correctly, that don't even know what they're talking about in some instances. That's why we harp on PUAs and grifters and dating coaches and the woman haters and all that shit all the time, because you can very easily be led astray if you're not careful, even with this. Because some people don't. Like you got to, if you listen to anybody, I don't care if it's Hammerhand, Chronic, hopefully he'll get his channel back, me, anybody, if that MGTOW person is not telling you that they're constantly learning and developing, you got to constantly learn and develop, they're leading you astray.
Well, I totally agree with you. I remember, I go back to when they had the red pill Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I do.
Okay. That was kind of when I popped into, I've been in MGTOW for a little while, associating with it, and they had the red pill, the red pill Bitcoin. I don't know what they called it, but it was something like that. And it was going to take off. It was going to make millionaires, and then it crashed. And I know the story behind it. But this was my lesson of people are going to go where the men are, because men produce, produce, and you want to get in the money stream as close to the production as you can, so that you can grab as much as you can. And so, the grifters are going to come roaring after the men. And all you have to do is look at when women go online, their commentary, their good high view count is when they talk about men, and it's usually negative. Everything else is like, I got this new purse. What do you think, everybody? You'll get some, but it's nothing like the controversy that's created when the mainstream's confronting red pill. And Andrew Wilson is, I'm not going to call him red pill, but his rhetoric matches a lot of what the red pill is. He's talking about separation of demasculinizing women and elevating them to be more feminine, which I'm all for. Get out of my workroom. Let me get my stuff. Go in the kitchen. Yeah. You're more comfortable there. Yep. I had a couple of kids. A couple of my kids were saying, "Dad, you sound sexist." I said, "Honestly, I am." I go, I'll admit it. I raised my hand, guilty, and I tell them why, and they know I've been through a divorce, and it was contentious, and it cost me a lot. They know it. They got to witness it from Mom's side, but they knew it wasn't pretty, and so I feel okay to talk about the dark side with with them or anybody else. And I got my story, and it's, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just telling you what happened. And, believe what you want. Okay. Everything's fine.
Oh, I get
Okay.
it all the time.
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
I get it all the time. No matter where I go on the internet, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
Why are you so sexist? Why do you hate women? Why do you, and I just tell them, I'm like, the way that this is taught, and this is why I say who you listen to is critical.
Oh, yeah.
Because MGTOW taught correctly is not hatred of women or anybody else.
Yeah.
It's you have to take into account, look at the numbers, look where you're at. The truth is the truth. Are women and men being used by this system? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of women that are being used and willfully choosing to be? Yes. That's the whole issue. Is it all of them? No, it's not.
It's enough of them, though.
Yes, it's a pattern. Right, it's a pattern.
Yeah. And I guess the main thing is I'm going to be that pothole in the highway of BS. And you got to slow down and you got to pay attention.
Yes.
Just even if it's just for a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes. And I'm not hating on women. I don't. But I'm hating on the rhetoric. And that's basically it.
The thing is when they have, this is what I keep harping on. When they choose to willfully double down and become that, when they make this political feminism, when they make liberalism, SJW, when they make this their entire existence and identity, they have willfully shown you that yes, they're doing this subconsciously, self-consciously. And that's why I lay the blame at their feet, because they're doing it knowingly that it's having consequences. So yes, I do have a problem with women who thinks that feminism is okay and everything else. It's not.
Well, Tom, here's another thing too that a lot of men probably get wrapped around the axle with is, they find out this knowledge. They find their way here. They start, watching videos, subscribing to channels, listening and watching videos, getting this information, and some of them get pissed off, and it's just anger. It's just I see red. It's just rage.
Yeah.
Again, perfectly understandable.
Yep. Red pill rage. I hear you.
Perfectly understandable. You got to be able to work that out on your own. Nobody can help you through that.
Well, they say everybody's got to go through tribulation.
But you have to do it. You have to do it, and I don't know what other term to use, so I'm just going to use this term. You have to do it in a healthy way where you're not doing harm to yourself and you're not doing harm to anybody else. Like if you're out in the woods beating the shit out of a tree, screaming at the top of your lungs, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what you can't do is go out and get so fucking wrapped up in your emotions that, like, well, I'm going to take it out on, I'm going to take it out on the next woman that I see. I'm going to take it out on the next white knight that I see helping a woman.
That's true.
Can't do that, man. Can't do that, man.
Most men commit suicide. It's
right.
that trouble.
Or there's that.
Yeah.
And again,
that's
the suicide rate for men, and I'm saying suicide, YouTube, not unaliving, suicide.
Yeah.
The rate of men taking their own lives is way fucking higher than it is for women. Across the board.
That stems back from
75-25. Exactly. There was no editorializing about that plight until women's rate went up to 25% of what men's rate is. Then everybody took notice. And to me, that's the infuriating tragedy that I kind of mull over.
Well,
and it changes how I move in society now. Okay. good example, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. If he didn't have the money to proffer a defense like he had to, then the same BS would be going on and on and on.
Yeah.
But people were able to see in real time.
It was because he was an A-list celebrity and he had the money to put on that trial and to pay a legal team to defend him. That's exactly. I mean, again, hey, good on him. You know, it's a win. It's a win. But at the same time, the average man does not have that available to him.
It goes back to this government thinking that it owns every one of you and will treat you and jerk you around as such. I mean, at the end of the day, it's clear who they prioritize. It's not the people out here that serve them. It is them. Yeah. They prioritize themselves, and they want everything out of every single one of us going to them. You know, Carlin laid it out perfectly. You know, you will eventually own nothing and be happy with it because they're going to convince you that that's how it is.
I know. And that day's coming quick. I mean, look what they're doing to the newer cars. You get a subscription. You want your seats heated, you got to pay a subscription.
Brother, let me tell you something. You couldn't pay me. I tell these guys all the time, Tom, you couldn't pay me to drive anything newer than a 95 model vehicle. You couldn't do it. You can't do it.
Sorry to interrupt, but Riggs just posted. He said, "I got no notification. Chibi, chibi, chibi. Hit the fucking music."
Hold on. You see what you got. Yeah.
Well done.
You're welcome, Rigga. You're welcome, Rigga. Don't say I never did nothing for you.
And I have to remind people all the time, Tom, it's ridiculous, but I have to remind people now all the time that we're not promoting lollyism here or, you know, any of that stuff, because I got accused on one of my previous streams of Chibi being that. So I have to make sure people understand here what we are, what that is. You know, that's why I don't promote Chibi on the channel no more than I do, because you got people that literally think it's something else.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know. I've mellowed in my emotional roller coaster. I'm not as bipolar about men's issues versus women's issues, but I do know that when families get together, and you've got people that are new to it or haven't really been able to discuss it in a setting where they can do it at length, that it can be colorful. Okay, you know, it could be a roller coaster, and I guess that's all I'm trying to point out. That
hey, how are you guys?
Baby girl.
You know, but society still doesn't seem to understand how serious that this philosophy is taking over for men, because, you know, this philosophy has created a lot of men that will never go back, even if you change the laws tomorrow. You have permanently isolated men from wanting to marry, cohabitate, have anything else to do with the women of this culture, because of what the laws have been allowed and have been tolerated to do. You know, women, and again, I talk to them all the time, you know, off of YouTube, away from everybody. Why don't you guys come back? Why don't you guys keep dating? Why don't you do that? I was on a stream with somebody the other day talking about this very thing. And I said, look, I'm telling you, because I speak to y'all all day, every day. I talk about this 24/7 with the guys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You want some of these men to come back. You start by changing the laws.
Yeah.
But that's not going to solve it. That's just going to be a start to trying to solve it.
Well, things like 50-50 custody is a start. I know Tennessee did it. A couple other states are doing it or have done it. That's the default position. Now prove your case if there's something we should know, instead of just taking believe all, hashtag believe all women. It's got to be true. There's a lot of things that are criminal that are brought up in like a divorce that if they're true should be addressed, and a lot of times they excuse it. I remember watching a video about a district attorney from Texas giving a seminar in Colorado to people that are in the child support business, and they said, best thing to do is file a restraining order that puts the onus of that gives the mom a leg up to get custody and all of that. The man's out of the house so she can take what she wants if she's going to leave. And then when you go to court, they'll say, well, I don't think it's that serious. But the damage is already done. It happened to me in New England here. And they're giving seminars on it to lawyers on how to make the person who earns more money satisfy Title 4D, which is basically a recapturing of money spent on welfare. And the government's job is to try to recapture that money. And so what they do is they take it from the, quote, non-custodial parent, and that's the person who's making more money. And we all know typically who that is, because men want to be old school. They want to be like traditional. They want to, do it the way it's always been done. And that is ideal to recapture all that money. It's like, okay, well, we're going to take 20%, 26% of your gross income and leave you with the rest. And that's going to pay for the money that we send to your ex-wife to take care of the kids. Well, 26%, that's gross. You're going to pay taxes on 100%, which is 30% typically. So now 26 plus 30. Oh, that's what is that? 56% of your gross pay. Oh, and you have to live on the rest now. Okay. And I mean, it's such a simple formula to absolutely financially devastate men. And it's a template. It's done so routinely. It's almost, you can go and look up what you'd have to pay for each child. And then the process to appeal it. Well, you got to pay to appear in a courtroom, like in New England where I live. It costs $225 last I knew to just file an appearance to see a judge. And, that's what you do. And then you have to, write your whatever, your argument in an abstract, and then they decide whether or not it's worthy for the judge to hear. And it's you have to pay as you play. And 55% of your income from your regular job is go to pay taxes and your ex-wife. So men basically say, I'm done. And just take it.
Outlaw. What does that sound like, what he's talking about? Sounds like ding, 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 ding. Exactly what the fuck you were talking about in that video last night. That girl was saying, because she saw that happen to her father.
Yeah.
Yep.
But divorce, the divorce courts, child support courts, alimony courts, there's actually, because Amin Osiris actually breaks it down beautifully. There's actually an organized crime ring going on with that. It's actually legalized theft, legalized extortion.
It's a cabal, yeah.
And it's wrapped up in legal speak where the average person can't figure it out. unless you sit down and study for hours and days and look up terms and definitions according to the official lawyer books and all this. It is literally designed to be overwhelming to the average individual.
Yeah, it's done on purpose, because the average person is not going to be able to understand that legalese law speak language. Because why would they? They're not a fucking lawyer.
And by the way, Hikami, I know you're in here. What's going on, brother?
Hikami.
Peace and blessings. What's up? Peace and blessings to the motherfucking MGTOW, to the MGTOW philosophers, and to the outlaw Ramadi and
Yes, sir.
what's his name?
Tom is wonderful.
Tom.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
Tom.
What's up, my lord?
What's going on? What's really going on?
Tom here has been a supporter. God, Tom, you've been supporting the channel for what, since the first channel back 2, 3, 4 years ago, right?
I've been supporting all your channels.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been there since the original days, D-Man 50 and Dak and all that.
There we go.
There we go.
Brethren.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
But no, Tom, how is the average man? And again, you brought up Johnny Depp. Okay, that's way, that's at the fucking head of the spectrum, right? How is the average man who doesn't even fall in the middle more likely closer to the fucking end of the spectrum? How is the average man trying to navigate his way through this world, so supposed to compete with that and have any hope of getting a semblance of justice? He can't.
Well, that's
because he can't afford it, and that's the way the system is fucking set up.
Oh yeah. Well, Black Pill Gangster calls the system. You have the agents of the government, usually the women, who are rewarded for extracting money from the husband, father, and the money flows through the state, and there's a dollar for dollar match with the feds. Mm-hmm. So it's a federal business. It's basically a federal cabal that will reward the state, and the state will reward the person who brought it, the agent. And so it is a redistribution of wealth in the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yes, sir. And I can tell you exactly. I can put a ballpark figure to that. So I did a stream not long ago on the channel previous to this one, where I brought up a statistic somebody had sent me. 2024, the redistribution of wealth through the divorce courts, child support courts, alimony courts, I think it was all combined, over $32 billion in 2024. Over 900,000 women filed for divorce, and over 300,000 men filed for divorce in 2024 alone.
It's 1.2 million.
And somebody had to pay.
32 million. It was somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah. 1.2 million people extracting money from somebody else. And are divorcing, and money, because there's so much money involved. Of course, the government's going to be interested. It's like, ooh, look at this. We take their tax dollars, and now we're going to recoup that because we're taking tax dollars to pay for welfare. That's what the tax system is supposed to do. And we take it, but we don't want to lose that money. We want to recoup it. And so you go after the person who's most likely to recoup it, and you create a judgment against them through no fault of their own. They're not the one. Usually the men are not the ones that are saying, I want to end this marriage. I don't care. They are forced into economic slavery, and if they don't comply, they are subject to arrest and imprisonment.
There you
And
go.
that, it's only for 93 days at a time or whatever it is. That's the teeth. And so, comply or else. And there's an entire industry that works around that.
Well, and then if you don't pay any of that, you get to go to prison where they still make money off of you.
Oh, yeah.
Because for every inmate that's in those prison systems, the prison cells, they make so many tax dollars off of you to upkeep and maintain you that they pocket. I mean, have people seen what they eat in prison? I mean, these motherfuckers are in there literally making their own food.
Yeah.
Because
Outlaw, if you're one of the unfortunate men that are fucking in the pokey at the state or the federal level, I mean, you're not you as the inmate or the prisoner is not contributing to the system, but everybody else is having to contribute to the system to maintain your fucking lifestyle or whatever you want to call it.
No, that there is an amount of money that goes to these prisons to upkeep each inmate through the taxes. They are paid out through the government. They upkeep these prisoners for every incarceration, for every inmate that goes in those prison bars.
Yeah.
They get money for them.
Yeah.
Because prisons at the state or prisons, jails at the state and federal level, they wouldn't fucking work without taxpayer funded.
Right.
Whether you realize it's happening to you or not. No, because the way it used to be before they came up with fucking jails and prisons, dude, they just fucking executed your ass on the spot. Or they just fucking took your ass out. They just took your ass out behind the woodshed and put you on your knees and put fucking two behind the ear.
They took your money or they took your life.
And and fucking chucked your ass into a fucking shallow hole.
That's the whole reason why they try to get society's court of public opinion against capital punishment to make it's inhumane. When in actuality, you should be putting a lot of these people to death for the crimes they've committed, like somebody that's killed multiple people, raped children, animals, whatever. Those people need to be put to death.
Because what's more appealing to the American taxpayer? Constructing a gallows and buying a rope, or using a couple of bullets. Seems a lot more cost effective to me. If that's what's warranted.
When you look at the prison system and you look at how many of these people have been on death row for some of them longer than I've been alive, 40, 50, 60 years, exactly at that point what's happening. It's not a matter of actually dealing justice and helping, get past the situation. It's about people pocketing money, by using the prison system to get rich.
Yeah. And it's mandated by law. I mean, to ensure the general welfare and to provide for the common defense.
Why do you think
internally?
Why do so many people think that you're not allowed to defend yourself anymore with a weapon in your own home?
Why? Because that makes you an individual, and individuals are dangerous. Basically.
Well, I was just fixing to say, because when you take care of that problem, in a roundabout way, you are cutting money out of these private prisons' pockets. And
exactly.
Yeah, because when you kill the person or persons that are wronging you, trying to break in your home, trying to steal what you got, raping your wife, kids, whatever's happening, God forbid, instead of dealing with it on the spot and doing, what normal people do, which is handle the situation with a 45-cent bullet, the state would rather you, no, that's a human being. We don't want to make them uncomfortable. You let them steal and then call us later. Like, motherfucker. Yeah.
I got my 2 cents about this shit because it's been weighing on me for so long.
Yeah, go ahead.
The people who put that bullshit in place only doing it because they are trying to get some money out of it. That's why they're pushing this whole idea of, oh, you shouldn't kill the person that's trying to do this disgusting thing to your kid or your wife. Like, we know what the fuck they're finna do.
Yeah.
You are taking away the opportunity to make money
Yeah.
off of the prisoners that are in
There
the
you
prison
go.
system, which they made.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Tom, there is something wrong in this country when a prison when just a normal homeless guy or woman off the street can see that they can get a better deal in prison than sitting on the street somewhere, 3 hots and a cot. You know, all they got to do is go commit a small crime somewhere that'll throw them in jail, and they've got, you know, they'll be taken care of for however long they're in.
Cable. For fuck's
Work
sakes, man.
now.
I can't even fucking afford to have cable. But
work
you got these motherfuckers sitting in a goddamn jail cell, fucking sitting there watching cable TV.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Now, here's the thing, because I looked into it a few years back. You can actually, if they work it out with you, you can actually go and make money, go work a job and go back to prison every day.
Yeah. No. Depending on what your status is, your crime is, yeah, they'll allow you to work and earn. Well, I mean, a paycheck, whatever. You know, let you work some kind of job to earn some kind of money. You can get free fucking college. You know, you can get your GED.
You get your
For
lawyer's
free?
degree.
Again. Yeah, you can get a fucking law degree and represent yourself to try to get yourself out of prison.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
You know how
people
many
do that.
how many fucking prison lawyers there are in the federal prison system right now? A fucking shitload.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, when there's a major forest fire, they're going to take prisoners and deputize them or whatever they do to help fight that fire, to get them out of the prison. Their bodies now that can do something.
They say it's free labor, but again, it's still taxpayer funded.
Yeah, well, on paper, it's like, look, we put them to work. I mean, I know there's a couple of women's prison who take care of all the stray cats in a certain county. God's honest truth. And it's helped the the dog pounder, the animal control people deal with a cat problem. They'll give the cats to the ladies.
Well, go and watch the movie Shawshank Redemption, and you'll see what prison corruption really looks like.
Yeah, and it's probably the most accurate out there, even though it's allegedly fiction. The people did their homework; they knew. And believe me, work crews, I've seen them along the highway picking trash up. They have a program where you can raise in status to go with the Department of Transportation and go pick up litter along the side of the road, cut grass, help fix the fences, and save the taxpayers a ton of money. And yeah, it's a thing.
Yep,
big thing.
No, but it's still, Tom. It's still somebody's paying for them to be out there on that road crew or that work crew or whatever the case might be. Somebody's paying for that.
Yeah,
and it's the taxpayer.
Oh yeah,
it's always the taxpayer.
It's going to be a prevailing wage, and that money goes into the prison system. And prevailing wage in a state job is take a state employee who's in a union, makes X amount of money. Prevailing wage goes to the prison since they have custody, and then the money gets dispersed as they see fit. And they might get $1 an hour or whatever, and that's how, and it's perfectly legal. Because they are incarcerated, they're wards of the state that cannot be out in the public, and so it opens up a whole legal thing where we put you to work. You're firefighters, you guys are heroes, we really appreciate it. Here's your $30 for your commissary.
Because they are trying, because here's the thing, they are trying, it's just human nature, They are trying their best to feed these prisoners as cheap as they possibly can to get them by, to keep making money off of them, to keep them sustained just enough, you know, to make the maximum amount of money they can off all that money they're getting through the prison industrial complex. Because again, if you're getting paid, this is the thing. This is how greedy people are. If you're paying to keep these inmates up, you're not going to feed them the best of the best. That's going to cost so much money, and it right. So it's a business. It's profit. So wherever they can find profit, they're going to do it because they want more money.
They take the low bid always.
Yeah. No, it's not like those motherfuckers are eating, steak or getting fucking steak and lobster, surf and turf, twice a week on the taxpayer dime.
Yeah.
But again, they're in some instances, some of them are living, a lot more comfortable than they probably should be, because you're in prison for a reason. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be comfy cozy.
Well, I'm thinking about prisoners like, okay, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey's side piece. And she went from a maximum security prison to Danbury, which is basically a country club. And there was, something going on, and she had the money to afford to make that move. And so, yeah, it at the end of the day, a lot of it's about the money, and it's the money, and it's usually somebody else's money that makes a big difference. And these are the things that kind of wake people up. They see it going on. They say, what's going on here? How come we're all about, we can find a deadbeat dad in, Tijuana, but we can't release the names of people because it's going to somehow affect a bunch of people over here. And it's going to,
we can't release the names in the files because, if we, again, using the former sitting attorney general's words, which she's no longer there, thank God. The government would shut down or cease to exist.
Yeah.
If we did that.
So yeah, who's really running things? That's what I want to know, because we all know Tom, it's not just.
Tom, you already know the answer. Me and Outlaw, Ramadi, everybody that abides by this philosophy, along with the information that is out there, we know who's running this country, and it ain't Trump.
Oh, we know. I know.
And these motherfuckers are no longer, they ain't even in their own country, yet they want to occupy ours.
I'll give you one clue. Give you one clue.
And they've created a system where they can control people so easily.
I'll give you all here one clue. Who are you not allowed to criticize? Since we're on YouTube, who are you not allowed to criticize?
Oy vey, I have no idea.
Oy vey, indeed.
Very simple. Very simple. I forgot. Let me remind, since we're on YouTube, let me remind people at home how I feel about it.
Okay.
Who are you not allowed to criticize? You know damn well you're not allowed to criticize those good people up there. I shouldn't even call them good people because you know the rest.
We can call them the Sith.
I told somebody the other day. I said, "Look, here it is. Who writes the history books? Who is considered the victors? Who owns the history book? Who owns the education system? Are they gonna write themselves a bad audit in the history books? I don't think so. They're going to write themselves as the victims of everything that they've been involved in history.
Yeah.
Outlaw.
109 times. So
Yeah,
Any of y'all play Call of Duty?
I used to. I'm not good at it though.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you play Modern Warfare 2, Tom?
No.
Okay. General Shepard, and he put this perfectly. Hold on 1 second. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna
Okay.
find the quote he says.
I know that. Okay, I know that Patton said we were fighting the wrong people for a while,
That's
and
true.
referring to Russians. He wanted to go back to war, and then suddenly he's bouncing along in his car, and something happened to him, and then he ended up getting buried with his men in Europe. So yeah, people kind of know. They kind of knew, and they also knew that the war had a lot that for instance, the mustache painter's uh, executive assistant was a guy named Borman, who was as Jewish as Bibi, Netanyahu. So, and so it was. There
Okay,
was
I found
something
it.
going on. Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
found it.
All right.
He said, and I quote, "The more things change, the more they stay the same. Boundaries shift, new players step in, but power always finds a place to rest its head. We fought and bled alongside the Russians. We should have known they hate us for it. History is written by the victor, and here I am thinking we won. But if you bring down one enemy, they'll find someone even worse to replace him. Locations change, the rationale, the objective. Yesterday's enemies are today's recruits. Train them to fight alongside you and pray they don't eventually decide to hate you for it too."
Amen, brother. Who said that? General Shepard, you said?
Yep.
Heard the
Yes,
quote,
sir.
but I never knew who it was attached to, and I appreciate you bringing that out. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Go back in history. Go back in history. Look at the events in history you're not allowed to talk about openly on this platform.
Uh-huh.
I agree.
Nationalism. Nationalism got that man killed because his loyalty was to Germany first.
He should have kept it there. He would have been.
Yeah.
He should have kept it there, and I'm trying not to sound like Candace Owen because she caught all sorts of crap for it. But yeah, if he had kept it in the country where he was, he would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I approve
But-
of everything he's done. See me, it's
Right.
like here's your caveat, But yeah,
Right.
it was the expansion. Go ahead.
Right. And we're not going to
He-
agree. I don't agree with everything that went down. Sure don't.
Mm-hmm.
But when we take a look back in history, now I know this is treading some dangerous territory on this platform,
Obviously.
but you go back and you look exactly while that went down, what they were trying to destroy, the books they were trying to destroy, the message to the people that they were trying to destroy. It's happening here right now.
The
In fact,
biggest mistake that he ever did is let his anger overcome him.
Yeah.
As a man in this world,
you have
to learn. Hold on, Outlaw. As a man in this world, you are your own master. And when you learn how to master yourself, you become the ultimate weapon.
Yes.
You let these people know that you are the ultimate weapon, not by force, by apathy. Sitting back and watching the chaos. These people, you know that these people fucking despise you simply because you don't want to do what they tell you to do, because you know you've been used by them before.
Oh yeah.
Why is it that the people who create these monsters are shocked when those monsters that they created don't want to be human anymore.
You go back and you listen to his speeches. Now, again, we're not condoning what happened to those tinies, those hat wearers.
The Sith. Call them the Sith out.
We're not condoning any of that, even if it even happened at all. Oh no. You yeah. But you listen to that man's speeches about what was happening. The same exact thing verbatim is happening right here in America. Uh-oh, he's getting a call. Uh-oh, Tom, you're getting a call. Tom, you're going to have to mute that. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I am telling you, well, I'm telling you all that history is repeating itself right now. This country is going through what they went through in the 30s. Same exact formulas playing out. Same exact people. Same exact thing. And if you were to dare to talk about nationalism at this point in time, all we're doing, Hikami, is just painting a target on our backs on this channel. That's all we're doing.
Hey, in the words of the baddest man, the biggest badass in Call of Duty, we get dirty and the world stays clean.
Hey, Plantation Mac, Adrian, I knew the guys that get whole pizza, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars Burger. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go finish yesterday's stream. I caught the tail end, but I got a new phone and haven't got logged into Rumble yet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, check that out. That was actually a really good stream yesterday. I don't know if everybody here was there for that stream yesterday over on Rumble, but that was a damn good stream. I hated what she was going through, but topic wise, that was a really good stream.
Oh,
say Mr.
I
Tom.
also got a quote from Price.
Yeah, go ahead.
The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking it's its last day on earth. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know that you're close to the end is a kind of freedom. Good time to take inventory. Outgunned, outnumbered, out of our minds on a suicide mission. But the sands and rocks here, stained with thousands of years of warfare, they will remember us for this. Because out of our vast array of nightmares, this is the one we choose for ourselves. We go forward like a breath exhaled from the earth, with vigor in our hearts and one goal in sight.
Well, Akami, I got a quote, personal quote from me.
Okay, go ahead.
When I deployed to Iraq, before we left, once we got over there and we got established, before we left the wire for the first time, and I was in charge of what I had 14 Marines, 2 up armored Humvees, an NRAP, a corpsman, an interpreter. I told them, I looked at all of them. I lined them up and I was walking and I looked at all of them and I said, we're over here now. I said, once we leave that wire, if shit fucking pops off, if something happens, I was like, we ain't fighting for the flag. We ain't fighting for the American way of life. We ain't fighting for baseball, apple pie, 4th of July. I was like, we ain't fighting for none of that shit. I was like, I'm engaging the enemy to protect my life or your life and my life. And hopefully, if you're standing shoulder to shoulder with me, engaging the enemy, you're doing the same. Because in the moment, in the heat of battle, I was like, none of that other fucking bullshit means anything. Whether we live or we die and we come home after completing the mission, I was like, that's what fucking matters while we're over here. I was like, so get that through your fucking heads.
Well said.
Mhm.
Well fucking said. I got a personal quote myself. We just quoting today.
We get started today. Hey, guy, bring it on, man.
I don't think I'm better than you. I was once human once. Now I don the flames of who I once was.
Mm.
I had to learn to let go of my past because I did not know of the chaos that was around me, the chaos that's going within the world I once know. But then I got older. Once I was a little firecracker, now I'm full flame. Now I'm a full-fledged torch. You see me. You see me burning. You see me being alive. Not as a human, but as a god.
Mm.
A fire god at that.
I like that.
So, you disturb my peace, I'm going to disturb yours. Leave me alone. Do not call for me. I am not the man that I once was. I am
Right.
something better. I don't use my powers to destroy. I use my powers to help people as I do see fit. I look after mines the same way you look after yours. Don't be bothered
There you
by my
go.
presence. Acknowledge it. Feel it. Not out of sign of fear, but as a sign that I was once human. And that's my quote.
Ooh, nice.
Right.
That was
Well, but
really
Tommy,
good.
I mean, I never asked or expected any, like any of the Marines under my. I know you brought up Call of Duty earlier, because I
Yeah.
had somebody ask me one time that has absolutely nothing to do with us, but somebody asked me that. They're like, "Hey, do you play Call of Duty?" They didn't know. They didn't know anything about me. They didn't know anything about my background.
Yeah.
And I was looked at them. I was like, "No." They're like, "What do you mean, no?" I was like, "No, I didn't play Call of Duty." I was like, I lived that shit.
True.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
And
True.
again, one of the things that I'm the most proud of is, like I said, I did a 7-month deployment in Ramadi, Iraq, and the Marines that I took over there, I brought them all back alive at the end of that deployment. And the same thing when I went to Afghanistan. All those Marines that I was in charge of, that I went outside the wire with, got in harm's way, brought them all back alive, returned them to their families, to their wives, to their whatever. Brought them back in one piece. So that's, regardless of what we accomplished over there or didn't accomplish, to me that's irrelevant. I brought all my men back alive. I didn't lose anybody.
There you go.
I'm glad you did, Ramadi. I'm really glad you did.
Now, I can't
Nobody
imagine.
wants to be a
man,
pawn.
it wasn't, I mean, and we got told that, this, we're protecting Americans. And I looked at him, I was like, no. I was like, we're not protecting Americans. I was like, because your mother's not here. My mother's not here. My wife's not here. I was like, it's just us. I was like, so if I can't trust you to cover me in a gunfight, and you can't trust me to cover you in a gunfight, I was like, then we're fucked. I was like, we're gonna get sent home in a fucking box.
Mm.
So I was like, get that shit out of your head. And focus on the reality of what we're about to go out into.
Yep. Absolutely,
Nobody
man.
wants to be a pawn in somebody else's game or chessboard.
Right. Mm-mm-mm.
Somebody needs to quote what we said, goddammit. Somebody needs to get on it. Gendai 351, if you're watching this stream right now, take my quote, or if you can't, if you're not good at music, find somebody that's really good at music and put my quote behind it. Put our quotes behind it.
There you go.
Because we in this together. We have to stick together. Fuck all this race shit. That's society's beef right now.
I agree.
It's not our beef. It never was our beef. We deal with individuals with all kinds of creeds and colors.
Let me tell you something. You will find, and this is why I like Big Angry Phil so much when he says this, and it's so true. You will find when you turn that fucking TV off, when you turn the news off, and you stop allowing these people to speak for you, speak for your race, speak for your gender, you will find that all of this racial shit, all of this bullshit that people are fighting each other against is really nothing more than the news peddling this garbage against people. You go out here in normal everyday life, I don't see blacks and whites fighting each other and killing each other like that. I don't see them, going at each other and being racist towards one another like these people claim. Now, does it happen somewhere? Probably. Is it happening all over the country like they claim? No. And again, I remind you, look at what the average man has to do to make ends meet in this country. Do you think the way that social media is in our culture, do you think any man struggling to get by would risk saying that out in the open to people and it not go viral and get them thrown in jail? No. I know the people that hates this channel and hates Hammer watching this, like, oh, Mr. Outlaw, it's so, why you gotta be so goddamn racist? Oh, you hate. Yeah, because if I really hated black people, if I was really racist, you wouldn't see Infinium here, you wouldn't see Ikami here, you wouldn't see Broderick Black here, you wouldn't see any of these guys here, you wouldn't see Red Pill in the Wind, none of these guys. You wouldn't see any other ethnicity on here besides white people. That argument died over, 20, 30 years ago.
Outlaw.
Yeah.
If I had a problem with black people, I wouldn't be able to say this to Hakami.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
And if people have a problem with that, we've got a little reminder for you.
Thank you for calling.
Use a bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass. Use a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, rock with me, Robin.
You got to make sure the point gets home.
Yeah, man. No, Outlaw, I agree because you brought this up. Yeah, it's a little bit too long on the back end after Stink Meaner's done.
Yeah.
Saying what he said. Yeah, it's a little bit too long.
I'll calibrate it.
Calibrate it.
Calibrate
But no,
it.
man, no. It's,
That shit's hilarious. That shit's fucking hilarious. That shit's hilarious.
What outlaw?
I
what was
smell
it?
new
You said,
shoes.
I smell shoes.
You is a bitch, Robert. You faggot
What
ass
did he,
knuckle.
outlaw? What did you say? What did he say when he first called him? He's like, "What's up, you faggot ass knuckle?"
Well, yeah, he's like when he first starts talking to, he's like, "What's up, you faggot ass knuckle?"
You got bad credit, Robert.
Oh, better not say that on YouTube. May upset some people. Oh no,
Outlaw.
Yeah.
I think you should play the Uncle Ruckus exorcism clip.
I can't because I'm on YouTube. I would. I know. I want to play it so bad, but I can't. That's such a good clip.
You can't play it on YouTube anymore?
I don't think so. I think it'll get copyrighted.
Oh, okay, well no, man, don't fucking, torpedo the stream for trying. Don't.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Look, keep the same energy. And Hikami, you bust me and everybody else's balls all the time. Y'all crackers, fucking with us and shit. And I'm like, yeah, it's give and take, man. Don't be upset when they come at you. We be busting on each other. Yeah. And Ramadi can tell you, we'll be sitting there busting on each other in Discord all the time on each other, man. It is so fucking funny, man. It is so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Give and take on the internet, dude. But yeah, you can't get mad at it, man, because and I don't get upset. When they call me a cracker and all that, a crouton or whatever the fuck they're gonna call me. I've had people call me a crouton. I've had the most recent I've been called is mayonnaise monkey, and let's see, you're a pink devil. Yeah, you're a pink devil. You don't
mayonnaise monkey.
You can't sit in the sun because your skin will burn. Like, oh yeah, man. I love when they come at me sideways. And
hey man, at least croutons, depending on what type of croutons you buy, might have some seasoning on them.
I'm not a cracker, I'm a crouton. I got flavor. I hear people say that. I hear people say that all the time. I got flavor. No, but yeah, it is, man. And then Bingus, I think, is Japanese, and he'll give us shit, and then we'll give him shit for being Japanese. It's what you do, man.
Bungus.
I didn't know he was Japanese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought
that's what he says anyway.
I thought he was like Nick, like Hawaiian or Japanese, or white and Japanese. I don't know. But yeah, we fuck with him for being Asian.
This is why you don't mix fucking crackers with rice.
Oh, rice and crinkles. Hey, bro.
Johnny, where you at?
Johnny, where you at? This is your perfect time to come in, you asshole.
But yeah, man, I ain't know Bingus was fucking Japanese. That's interesting to hear. It's mostly white people in MGTOW. But I digress.
Hikami, the racial demographics are not what's important. It's the message.
True.
True.
Absolutely true.
Do you feel like you need some more representation?
No. No. Everybody, I don't need no representation.
I'm just asking.
I don't need no food stamps. I don't need no government assistance. I don't need no stamp. I don't
I
need
walk-
that. I'm good.
I walk away for 2 seconds and we're talking about EBT stamps. God
Outlaw,
damn.
hit the gong. Arvero says we need the gong. Hit the gong.
Oh, I can help you there. Hold on. Turn this sucker wide open. Still waiting for Mr. Johnny Midnight to join us tonight. I don't know where he's been. Mr. Midnight.
Guys,
Kid?
I'm kind of
motherfucker,
tired.
It's almost 6
kinda-
o'clock. What the fuck are you doing up there in the Great White North, Johnny? You son of a bitch.
You know how Johnny Midnight like to talk. Oh, guys, I'm kind of tired. I have to get my right to crinkles.
Rice a Crinkle. Oh, he said Rice a Crinkle, so you know we got to play it. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. You've got to stop allowing outside forces speak for you. That's what the news media does. That's what mainstream media does. That's what these celebrities do. Stop allowing them to speak for you. You know how you feel. You know how you feel and don't feel. You know what you see out here. That was one of the first things I quit doing a long time ago when I went down this rabbit hole. I don't listen to these motherfuckers anymore. They don't talk for me. They don't speak for me. They don't represent me. Dudes, they quit representing people ages ago. Government don't represent you. The people that talk for you don't represent you. You got to speak for yourself, man. Douglas Edwards. Yo! Got a nice, juicy StreamYard link for y'all to click on if you want to come on up here and join us.
I got no problem speaking for myself. It's just most people can't handle what I have to say.
Most people don't want to hear what we got to say. I got to do it. Hold on. I got to do it.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Oh, hello.
Now,
Take an order,
now.
please. Hello.
now, Johnny,
Yeah.
I went back and I redesigned everyone. You and the gang will be the first to see it.
Oh, are you talking
Gentlemen.
about the metal band?
Gentlemen, I have decided to start making yet another comic book. And this idea came to me yesterday. I'm going to let you guys talk to me, tell me what you think. And I want you guys to see the characters that I have mocked up. And we'll go from there. I've got a pretty nice story that goes with it if you guys want to see me pursue this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, give me just a second here. I'm going to upload these pictures. I've got all 4
Let's take
characters.
a look at them, man. Let's go take a look at it, man.
I got all 4 characters put
Why am I
together.
fucking Mexican or Cuban rather? I don't know.
Why do
I
you
don't know.
turn Mexican?
Why,
I don't know who I
Why-
am
why
anymore.
are you sounding like
So-
Tony Montana?
Tony
Are
Montana,
you
man.
Cuban? Are you Cuban now? Did
Yeah,
you
look
get
at my
your
little-
China maxing? You're not
Cuban
Cuban
maxing?
maxing. You're China maxing.
Hello to my lip. All this
I'm fucking weird,
shitty
man. Chippy.
shit up.
Oh,
All right.
man.
So we're going to start
How are you boys doing today?
with this
Oh,
character. I'm going to show you
Oh,
guys
none.
this tomorrow.
Outlaw, you got
Great.
to give Johnny some chibi love to get his fucking head right.
You do.
Johnny, would you like some chibi love?
Yeah, I do.
Would you like some chibi love? Would you like to see her break dance, or would you like to see her?
real good in the light.
You're my everything, all my dreams come true.
And in the dark, they shine bright.
And
There
that
you
was
go.
the Chibi Dance by the new rap group NWR, Niggas with Rabies.
Now, if you want to see Chibi dance, there is a Chibi dance that there is actually a, believe it or not, there is actually a Chibi dance on the channel. If you want to see little Chibi dance,
You know we do.
hold on, I'll pull that up for you. I know YouTube's not gonna get me on my own shit. Complete with all kinds of good little dance moves and every little cute thing else. Make sure you guys see her in her little glory here.
That's right, ladies and
And,
gentlemen. Let's have a
what's up
big
with
hand
that?
for NWR, Niggas with Rabies. We were talking. That should be a thing, seriously.
All right,
They,
Johnny,
they,
are you
they
ready to
could
see
do
Miss?
this. People would buy that shit. Oh, look at that. Hello.
Look at little Chip. Look at whoa. I can't just. Oh, come on. How do I make it bigger? Hold on. How do I make this shit bigger? Oh, Chippy loves to dance.
What the hell? Ambient.
What do you think of that, Johnny?
That's awesome.
Good shit, ain't it? Do you know who that is playing? I'll tell you all in a second.
I know who it is. It's that is Shaka Zulu and the Bitches.
No.
That is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hikami knows his bands, yeah.
You know, I thought that was Herbie Hancock or what's his name? Yeah, Herbie
Would you-
Hancock. I thought
Would you
he's playing that mode.
Herbie Hancock?
Yeah.
Would you like to see that one more time, Johnny, or is that enough?
We're good.
had enough.
We're good. Let's
Okay, that is Hikami is totally correct. That is Earth, Wind, and Fire. That is a live performance at Montreal 97.
Didn't they have that song called September? And
Yes.
That was
I love that song.
I'm trying to think. That was a solo that one of the guys did. I can't think of what his name is. Mo did a solo
They did,
on the
they
electric
did,
keyboard.
Did they do? Yeah, that's called a Moog. Yeah, and believe me, I can hear it from a mile away. Did they do
Johnny.
Celebration? Celebration. We're
Yeah.
gonna celebrate and have a
I
good
think they
time.
did.
I don't
I
think that
believe
was.
so.
No, that
Yeah,
was,
that's the
no,
way
that
of the
was
world.
Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the
Yeah,
Gang. My bad.
Cool
Shit.
in the Gang. That's
I
who
got
that
them
was.
mixed up. My bad. Okay.
All right,
whatever.
Johnny, are you ready?
I
to
love
see
them
this?
both though.
Are you
Yeah, I
ready to
am,
see
man.
this? So
I
So
am.
we've got a possible third comic book that could be could take off if you guys want to see it. So basically, I've got an idea. I've got an idea for a heavy metal band. It's 4 people, and they do local gigs and shit like that. And I've been thinking about doing this. The idea behind this one is I'm going to write the actual music for this band.
Yeah.
And I'm going to create it on Suno, and you're going to get this to hear the actual song they play in the comic book videos.
So there's going to be a story around the song, right? And they kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like a musical comic book. That's what it is.
And all the songs, it's basically going to be a real band that I make the music with on Suno, and they're actually going to be, you know, a
Right
story
on.
written around them and everything else. So
Right on.
last night we had a little hiccup. I designed one of the characters kind of in a different direction than what's, but
there were some homo suspicion points of the character, but he's gone now. We don't have to worry about him.
So
let's not bring him up.
We'll introduce them. So here's number one here. Wow. So here's number one.
Dale?
What you guys think of this?
Okay, that's better. That's heavy metal, dude, right there. Yeah, that's a metal. Is he the drummer? I'm thinking he's the drummer.
Okay. No, this is going to be the lead guitarist.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what to name him. I don't know what to give him the name. Now I know the drummer is that's going to be Brendan or something else.
Okay.
And I've already got the names for the
Outlaw.
2 chicks. Yes.
That dude right there that you showed up, he looks like Chris Cornell.
Kind of does.
Kind of, yeah.
Show me the power chair and everybody.
But, and I'm going to show you what they drive around in. Now, for all of you gearheads at Kami, I know you guys are going to like this, but that's going to be.
I'm raising.
That's going to be at the end.
Raises that raises my eyebrow.
All right. So, well, I'll just go ahead and show you. So here we go. This is what they drive around in.
Damn. Oh, nice. That's badass, dude.
That's a classic look right there.
It sure is. I like the 8-ball and
Like-
the flames on top of it. Yeah.
That is 100%. That is 100% a boogie van. Yes.
Do you think that they could have a rivalry with a rap band called Niggas with Rabies? I'm just saying.
I am throwing around. I'm throwing around their heavy metal band name. And I don't have anything picked out currently, but I'm throwing around.
Oh, God damn it! Did we have to open up for niggas with rabies again? Shit.
I am considering calling it Sledge. What do you guys think?
The band is called Sledge.
I'm thinking that's just I'm throwing it around. It kind of putting the feelers out. Like, hey, what do you guys think of the Sledge? You know,
It sounds very 90-ish.
I
think that's what they
like
are.
a 90s.
That's what they are.
A 90s band, though. Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is they're in modern times, but they're stuck in like the past because they like the older music. Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of a they're like out of time. They're like kind of out of place. I mean,
now
the
there's
band
nothing
is
supernatural about it. They just are like really retro, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just
I got it.
and the van is a dead giveaway that it's kind of. The sticker yells, "I ate balls."
I don't get it. Okay. Vero, man.
Okay, so that's which the van is nicknamed the 8-ball. So they have that. Here is the drummer. This is Brendan.
He's like, "Give me a blast beat."
What do you think of that?
Yeah, badass. Yeah. Okay. Right on. That does look like
so I've got
it's more like a bass player, but yeah, he'd be a good drummer too. Rhythm
So
section,
I've got his
thing.
So I've got his story. I've got his background story already picked out. So as of right now, they're all working like dead end jobs to make money to get to gigs and stuff in the comic book. So he's basically like a fast food dude, but it's like going to be real comedy. This is going to be comedy. I'm going to try to write some comedy in it. Try to have fun with it. So basically, it's going to be kind of like Beavis and Butthead sort of stuff. Sort of. Like he fucks with people in the drive-thru and shit.
Okay, gotcha.
So
he skateboards.
We're looking at Lane Stanley right here.
Yeah, a little bit. And when they there to find her, are they going to have like are they going to drop Red Pills though in it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I was thinking.
But there's two chicks in the band too, so I mean.
Well, even so, I mean, you can
the backstory, and I'm going to give that away here in a second because it's going to make more sense. So this is Brendan. So they're going to have different fits and stuff. Okay, here is the Asian of the group. Got to be inclusive.
Asian. Is he going to be eating rice crinkles? Or she, rather?
There is going to be Rice Crinkle product placement in this comic book. In fact, it's going to be in the first episode.
There's going to be Johnny. There's going to be like a drum solo where she fucking just sits there and eats rice crinkles on stage.
Badass.
In the background, just eats rice crinkles.
I love it.
So of course their outfits are going to change, but this is just mock-ups currently of the characters. But what do you guys think so far?
Now, what does she do?
So far, so good.
She's a bass. Is she a bass?
Okay,
player?
now one of them.
She's a bass player. She's got to be a bass player.
Yeah.
Either that or one of them's going to be the electric keyboard, something like that. I'm thinking. I can't remember.
The keytar or a keyboard.
There's going to be an electric keyboard. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so wait a minute. All right. Okay, so like maybe she plays the bass on the keyboard, kind of like Kate Pearson did with B-52s. I don't know. I mean,
well, you guys can help me out with the instruments when we get off here, in a few however long. But there's two chicks anyway. So when I keep adding more detail,
I'm like synthesizer lord. I could totally help you with that shit.
So anyway, there's going to be more, like spiky wristbands and shit. Well, anyway, this is just a mock-up of who I'm thinking about.
I could totally see her in a metal band. Actually, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we can put no sleeves and no tattoos, no piercings. Yeah, like I said, this is just a mock-up. Yes, there's going to be more detail added. The story is currently ongoing.
Can I stop you on that one? Can I stop you on that one, though?
Sure,
Back in the 90s, though, sleeve tattoos were practically unheard of. I mean, you had to be like super extreme to have a sleeve tattoo back in the 90s. I know this doesn't take place in the 90s, but if they are like kind of aping 90s subculture and all that shit, tattoos were there, but it wasn't like fucking murals on your chest and your back and leggings and sleeve tattoos. Nobody went that far back then.
But there's going to be more detail added to each character, and the color palette's going to change a little bit too, because this was just to mock up to get kind of a general feel and idea of what I wanted. I'm still thinking
I like it a lot so far.
I'm still thinking whether I need to add another character or add a dog or something. I'm still kind of but it'll make more sense when I give you the backstory. So I'm thinking about naming her Kimberly.
Okay, right on.
Either Kimberly or Connie. She looks more like a Kimberly or a Connie. So I'm thinking about either
like Connie Chung or Kim Jong Il.
But there is going to be Rice Crinkles product placement in this one.
Does she talk in Chinglish? Does she like talking broken? You got to have her talking broken English, bro. You got to make her sound like you got to make.
Like her mom.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to introduce you to the fourth and final character, and her name's Ariel. You'll know exactly why when you see her. And this is Ariel. So like I said, it's going to change. We're still mocking them up. Man. I'm taking the hoop earrings out because that's kind of stupid looking. But yeah.
Okay.
She's got red hair. Her name's Ariel. She's probably going to have some wristbands, like spiky wristbands. I'm thinking about putting some rips in her jeans, but and making her a little bit more.
Let me ask you: is she the singer, or like what does she do?
I'm thinking about whether to make the original guy I showed you the lead singer, or make her, because I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I got to get with y'all and kind of decide what instruments we want each of them to play.
Okay, here's how you could do it.
Don't mean to interrupt. You should make her, if she's going to be out front in this comic, make her a little bit not so much in the waist, but make her a little bit thicker in the hips and in the thighs.
Pepperoni nipples.
She's a waitress. Her and Kimberly are waitresses. That's what they do.
Are they part of the band, or are they working at the
Yes.
bar where the band's playing at?
No, they're waitresses working to make money to be able to afford gigs to go play.
Okay. I got it. Okay. All right. You have the lead guitarist also be the fucking singer, right? And then you have the other guy.
Yes,
who
this is
does-
a budget band. This is a group
Okay.
of people that live together. That's a budget band.
Okay. And the other guy was the drummer. Then you got Kim, who does all the electronic keyboard synthesizer stuff.
Yes.
And then this redhead could play bass. That's what I think. You gotta
And
have
I'm
bass, dude.
And I'm thinking
You gotta have
that
yeah.
I'm thinking the first guy with the skull shirt. I'm thinking he's probably going to be the singer
and guitarist right at the same time. Gotcha. That'll work.
But and I'm thinking so he's also the driver of the van, the 8-ball. So
okay.
But I'm thinking about adding a fifth character. There's going to be a lot more added to this. It's still an ongoing developing deal. So
Outlaw, have you heard of speaking of a fifth character, have you heard of the death metal band called Hatebeak? It is actually a death metal band, and the lead singer is a fucking parrot. It's real. They got videos on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I gotta see that.
I swear to God, dude, it's real. And the parrot's like, rah, 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 and yeah, it sounds like a death metal singer. It's hilarious.
So let me give you the backstory here. So the parents are dead. The two guys and this girl here are brothers and sisters. Is what I'm thinking. Okay, so that's why they all live together. Okay, and they inherited the parents' house. But they're always having like people over, having parties and shit, playing in the backyard, shit like that. Anyway, the Asian chick, Kimberly, gets thrown out, so she goes and lives with them so that they can all live together and play in the band, right? So they all literally do live with each other, but
so
three
she's
of
like
them
a
are
Korean
brother and
chick, and the parents don't approve of her life, so they kicked her out. That
stuff like that. Yes. Now
like they're like rooftop Koreans, and they're like, me no approve of your life. You get out with your and take your bowl of a rice crinkle with you. And she's like, fuck you, Dad. Yeah.
Okay. And so the brothers and this girl here, Ariel, they're all three brothers and sisters, and they all live together. They inherited the house after the parents died.
Okay.
And so
they have a place of operations. Gotcha.
Right so they're basically living in a house in the, and having parties all the time, shit like that, So they skateboard, shit like that. The Asian chick gets kicked out of her home. That she goes and lives with them. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, Arvero. Maybe I do need to add a dog.
Yeah,
I'm thinking because I need a little bit. I need a little bit flavor with this. I need either a fifth character or an animal of some sort. I'm thinking.
You know what? I'm getting like fucking Scooby Doo vibes now that you mentioned a dog. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why.
But Ariel, I think I'll show you some alternate fits because I've got a couple of their work fits on. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I think Akami would fucking jump on board with me when I say this. If you're gonna have a female character as a band member and she's playing bass, make her black.
I had thought in all sincerity, in all sincerity, I had actually thought about adding a black female character to this band because I have a few ideas.
Where Cartman tries to start that Christian band and he brings Token in. He's like, Token, you're black, you can play bass. And he's like,
all right,
dude, he's like, God damn it.
You ready for this, Johnny?
I'm here.
So here's our fast food.
Tommy,
this is him working at the fast food place.
I'm fighting for you, bro. I'm fighting for you.
Shut up, Ramadi, you ass.
So if I do that, if I do that, Ramadi, I've actually got some of the Red Pill Renegade cyberpunk black female characters that I can actually insert into this, but people don't really want to see SJW shit in a MGTOW comic book. So
right. I like, oh, all colors are represented. I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
unless
we're going to look at that and think,
unless I color, unless I take the color out of her hair and just make her like a regular white woman with like a ponytail or something.
I think you should save all the black people for NWR.
But here's Brendan.
I ain't going to NWR.
Now here's where he works. And now I know this is a real fast food chain, but it's going to be one in my world too. He works at Fat Burger.
Big back.
Yes, exactly.
Do you guys actually have Fat Burger down in Alabama now?
I've heard of them, but I don't know.
I think that's West Coast only, but
they sell Fat Burger. They sell fat something. Fat Boy ice cream is what it is. No, never mind. It's Fat Boy ice cream. So here's Brendan's fast food Fat Boy outfit that he's going to be doing comedic stuff at work. You know, what do we think so far? Would this be a
like what level of comedy are we talking about? We're talking like Beavis and Butthead, where it can get kind of surreal sometimes.
We're talking about like playing pranks on people, you know, sort of like you'd see these people do in real life. If you knew people like this, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like calling people faggots and shit like that. And
nice. Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that in there. Yeah,
kind of like like I'm getting like early Kevin Smith vibes, maybe like from Clerks and Clerks 2 and Mallrats and.
Okay, now let me ask you this: would any of you guys be interested in me sitting down and actually writing a comic book story to this?
I would, because like this sounds like when I was young, you know what I mean? So I could totally relate to it.
Me too, but hey, you know what? I want representation, God damn it. That's what I want.
In the form of what? In the form of what?
The silence.
Like does Ramadi want a self-insert character into this, or does he want like a black
I'm
woman
not
or guy?
talking about me, man. I'm talking about people that are underrepresented in the comic
Oh
industry.
my God. We need to have a black woman in a wheelchair who's also a lesbian playing the fucking thing.
Now this was
I fucking hate men and I hate the white ones worse.
There was a trans.
God damn.
There was a trans paraplegic some shit or other. I can't even remember all the fucking boxes they got checked up. They're like, yeah, no. They're getting a fucking modeling contract to fucking roll their ass on the runway.
Ramadi, for a minute there, I thought we couldn't be friends anymore, but now I know where you're coming from.
Now, John.
Oh, you know what she'd be like? Oh, you want to sit up with your
Tommy already told me to go kick rocks and fuck myself. So
now this was the original mock-up for the Kimberly character, but this is basically what she'll be wearing as the waitress. Now they'll have comedic stuff happen too, you know, like you'd see in real life, like they don't want to do their job or shit like that.
Why everybody want to write a crinkle? I don't understand. That would be awesome.
What do you think, Johnny? This is her.
Oh, she's hot, dude.
I think her legs are too skinny, man. That's
let's see her legs. Yeah, Uncle Ruckus should be their neighbor. You
and then here's Ariel. Basically, she wears the exact same thing.
Wait, Hakami, was that you? Like, you motherfuckers better shut up. Was that you?
Now
that was me.
I had actually thought about making her and Kimberly work as a Hooters chick, but that's kind of like, Outlaw, why are you adding Hooters chicks? Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, nigga? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, nigga?
Like where do they work? What's the name of the place? Or do they work at
Uh,
Fatburger too?
No, they work in like a little diner that makes them
Like a
You
grease
wait
can
on
have like,
thing kind of thing,
like
right?
an Uncle Ruckus type character as their like fucking band manager.
Now I could do that. I could
Oh,
add a
God.
neighbor.
You dumb bitches need to bring in more money.
I could sit down. I could actually sit down and design a character kind of like
That would
Uncle
be
Ruckus.
kinda
Put
cool.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
We're
kinda
there's going to be
cool.
more people added to this comic book. I mean, it's not just
Right.
going to be these four, because there's going to be a whole lot more characters added. But for right now, this is what I've got mocked up, and these are the ideas that I've got presented to you. I wanted all of you to hear it from me. This came to me last night. If I sit down and actually put some serious thought into this, will you guys be interested in
I
this
would,
project?
yeah, totally. I totally would, yeah. I would like
now,
this, yeah.
Now, if I made like stickers and stuff of this, like if I did like I'm doing with Andrea, and I'm going to do some Red Pill Renegade stickers too at some point, would you guys be interested in this?
I would not be interested in the stickers because they aren't like iconic enough. These are more like like I said, it's more like an indie underground comic where there isn't really it's not iconic enough like Andrea the Giant or Red Pill Renegade. This is not like a sticker merch kind of comic, in my opinion.
Sure.
That's just me. That's just me from a marketing standpoint. I could be wrong, but
yeah, there's this one's still got to be fleshed out a little bit.
Like having a waitress, like I'm thinking like having a sticker of a waitress on my laptop. It doesn't make sense.
This one's got to be, well, when I do stickers, it's not going to be her waitress. It's going to be more of like her with a guitar, rocking or whatever. But,
yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know.
But like I said, I've got to go back and actually put some more detail to all of these characters. I've got to add some new characters. I've got to sit down and actually come out with an outline for, the whole story. What are we going to do here? What time period? Get all the instruments and the people's, straightened out. Like I said, the only one that's really mostly fleshed out is Ariel and Brendan.
Okay.
Brendan is a skateboarder, and Ariel is she wants to, well, that's actually why she's in the band. She wants to be a singer, but
okay, but she's stuck playing bass and like backup vocals.
Right. So
Yeah,
we're gonna give them some goals to work towards throughout the
Well, I mean, because of the instrument she plays, I automatically like Kim the best because like I know all about fucking synthesizers.
and I'm gonna get you to help me with that when I get done.
I can totally like
there's going to
accurately
be
put that in there.
There's going to be a keyboardist because I want an electric keyboard in this. So
yeah.
And the people and setting up the equipment stuff, that's mainly what she does. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, right on.
So I haven't come up with a name for the main character guy, the other guy with the skull on his shirt. I'm thinking either I don't know. I was thinking Phil, but that's kind of too on the nose with Big Angry Phil.
Or Phil Anselmo from what the hell was Phil Anselmo?
Basically, what I'm going for here is kind of like a Metalocalypse. If any of you remember that anime.
Right. Oh yeah, Metalocalypse.
That's kind of what I'm going for here. So I'm probably that's why the character I designed yesterday, Johnny, that you saw was so out there because I was trying to make it out there, like make the character look like he was out there, kind of like they are, So, but you weren't wrong. I do need to put the heavy metal garb on them. So
yeah, because like I said, he looked like a beach bum, like a Chad beach bum to me, and like that's not metal, but because I'm just saying that it's like a lot of metalheads are gonna want to read this, and they're gonna be like, okay, it's got to be accurate. Like some of the lore has to be accurate, even though it's a comedy. You know what I mean? Like
it's gonna be basically like the idea with this is if you were to watch this on Adult Swim, that's the idea I want with this.
Right.
That's
Got
what I'm going
Perfect.
for.
Perfect.
That's what I'm going for,
I can
and I want
totally
it to
help
be.
you with that.
And I want it to be very comedic, and I want it to be, but I want it to be serious too. It's going to be drama, comedy, just something to have lighthearted fun with. A product insert placement like Rice
No,
Krispies.
my God. Oh, the sound went out. Fuck.
Oh, can you not hear us? Oh, can Johnny not hear us?
Hang on, I'm getting a drop. One moment.
So I'm going to come up with like a neighbor, like Uncle Ruckus. So, yeah, Philip. I had thought about Philip. Yeah, or Sean, or Dean's already the main character in Red Pill Renegade. I didn't want to really recycle his
There's
name.
not that many people named Philip anymore. I'm just trying to.
The idea was originally going to be to have them in high school doing this, but I want to just go ahead and be like, no, they're adults. We don't.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to write something kind of like Daria or Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, don't fuck around with like the high school age. Make sure that they're adults so they have a lot more things to do, like possibilities. Because then everyone's going like, "Oh, you're a pedo," blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to watch out for.
But it would have
from all that kind of worries.
But it would have been to where the main character in Brendan was too old to be there anyway. Like me, it's a self-insert.
Right, I got you. Oh, okay,
So,
I got you.
No, it's a self-insert, but it's not a self-insert. So basically, it would be taking things from my real life and kind of writing into these characters. They're like, oh, he's an old man. Like, get the fuck out of here, old man. You know. But Ariel and Kimberly, Brendan, and I don't know if I'm going to name him Philip yet. This is all just kind of. I had thought about calling him Slater, but that's too gay. That's too
Slater. I mean, wasn't Slater
Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
Give you another shot at this van. It's badass, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man.
You like that van? Like I said, I can always go back and redesign this stuff, but this is what I've got so far.
Well,
try to compare it to Scooby.
Yeah, I already am getting like allusions to Scooby Doo in a way because of the van, and then you got the two girls, the two guys. If you put a dog in there, I mean, it's kind of hard to not. You know what I mean?
Well,
gotcha.
That's why I'm thinking I may just add a fifth human character, like somebody fat or something, kind of balance it out.
Okay.
Maybe like a funny black guy character or something.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the funny black guy character. I don't give other ethnicities enough representation apparently in my comic book. So,
well, yeah, don't fucking make it woke, man. Because
no, there ain't gonna be no woke.
I'm not reading the fucking thing.
The only thing close to that's Ariel's red hair, and you know why.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to make her character unique, so. There is going to be a lot of red pill in it, though, for them calling people faggots, and even the girls.
Right on, man.
even the girls are going to be like, "What a fucking faggot or a fat fuck." They're gonna be busting on each other, busting on other people. Yeah. So you're going to hear a lot of like sexist jokes in it and stuff like that. This is the way I'm going to write it. I'm going to sit down and write it. So. Like maybe one day they're sitting in the garage practicing, and then Brendan's like, "What's up, fat fuck?" talking to Ariel or something.
Yeah.
You fat motherfucker, get out of the way, something like that.
Okay.
You like it, Hikami? Is it?
It's cool.
It's not really. Honestly, what I really should be doing is focusing on the other two projects I've got. But
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that one. I mean, like you're going to spread yourself kind of thin if you go all ADHD and like, oh, I got so many things to do. But like, I don't know if you schedule it right.
If I made her a blue-haired chick, or if I did anything else like that, it'd be too SJW-y. So
yeah, just give her hairy armpits while you're at it. You know what I mean? Like,
the theme with my female characters in my comic books is I try to write them as attractive as possible, no matter what role they're in.
Right. Okay. So is this going to be episodic, or is it going to be like a series? Like,
yeah.
When I say episodic, it's like none of the stories are really linked together in an overarching plot.
I had thought about just doing it like the other two.
Yeah, okay. So there's going to be
because I like the whole anime, overarch saga type thing. I like that better.
Okay. Because I was wondering, it's like, how are you fixing on like plotting the whole thing, right?
Outlaw should be an Eric Cartman character. So it'd be like a cross between King of the Hill and Metalocalypse, basically. Like how King of the Hill has somewhat of a story to it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that, but with an Adult Swim Metalocalypse feel to it. If I can write it, good enough.
Right.
But again, this is just putting this out there and letting you guys see it and put your 2 cents on it, because you're the ones that's probably going to be watching this. So, I want to make sure that people likes it before I give it the green light. And I'm actually excited about it. I've actually got a lot of ideas for it if we do.
I mean, this is the kind of comic that I would like to read for sure. But
plus, this one's going to be a lot different than the other two, because I'm actually going to write Suno music that goes with it.
Yeah, I like that idea too. A musical comic, man, like with real music in it. That is pretty cool.
I had thought about doing like a section of Red Pill Renegade where the jazz people does, and I'm probably going to wind up doing that, where there's like
why not
Red Pill jazz music.
I got an idea. Listen, to actually get a inspiration for this, you got to find the movie This Is Spinal Tap and watch it. I'm sure you can find it on a free site.
Okay.
It's about a heavy metal band, all right, but it's a total comedy, and all the songs are fucking funny too, and they keep going through drummers because they all spontaneously combust. So it's like, oh no, we need to get a new drummer. And it's like they do like. It's like, yeah, but he combusted.
So I need a little help with the color palette, because I've used black on every character so far.
Yeah, now, they kind of make it like the X-Men used to be, where they all have like a signature thing on their outfits that are kind of color coded.
Just to stand out from each other just a little bit more. Right. Like I'm going through a lot of pics of emo chicks and a lot of pictures of like skateboarders and stuff.
And
I think I've got some ideas for like how to kind of amp up the outfits and color palette just a little bit.
Okay.
So, but this is the whole feel of this is supposed to be like a cross between King of the Hill and Adult Swim Metalocalypse. That's what I'm going for.
I'm already feeling it. Just looking at that van, I could see that being in a Mike Judge cartoon. Yeah.
Well, they're going to be driving this van around, and this van's going to be constantly breaking down, and there's going to be some comedy with it. I don't want to give anything away. The first episode is going to be like, I'm thinking, I've got it in my head, but basically 3 siblings living with each other in the same house, starting a rock band, and their friend lives with them because she got kicked out for good. They're all permanently living together, so I think that'd be good.
Because like Beavis and Butthead, and I think Metalocalypse, I think they were all episodic. Like they didn't have an overarching story.
They were.
See you, Ramadi.
Yeah, we're fixing to shut this down anyway because
I got to eat something too, man.
Me too. I've got to find something in here real quick.
All I ate in the last 2 days was a big back Frito pie. Big back.
So let me give you the last rundown. We'll go through these real briefly one last time. So here is Brendan working at Fat Boy or Fat Burger. I'm going to update the outfit, make it look a little bit more like the uniform. Put like a Fat Burger logo and shit.
Right.
Here's Ariel. You know, they work as waitresses. I'm thinking about putting them as a Hooters chick. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about that because that actually would kind of be unique to the story.
That kind of would be cool, yeah, in a way, yeah. Are you going to call it Hooters or something else?
We'll see. And then here's
Cooters.
Kimberly. Cooters, yeah. And then here's the main guy right here.
She can pray with my Jero.
I may just leave his character alone because I like the way this looks.
Yeah, like does he work at Fat Burger or does he do something else?
I'm trying to figure out where I can put him because he's the one character I can't figure out what to do with right now. Like I'm thinking about what else I should have.
Maybe he works in a comic shop like Aaliyah does. I could see him doing something kind of cool, or a record store.
Yeah, but I don't want the universes to cross in this one and Andre the Giant because this is supposed to be more of a realistic.
Right. Gas station. Mate.
I had thought about him being a mechanic, which would make sense for the van, but
right.
Which is what I might do. That might be what he does. That might be his deal. He might be a mechanic at the local auto body or something. So that might be what he does. So that's him. Here's Brendan one more time. Okay. I'm going to leave the Slayer shirt on because he is a fan of that. So we're going to flesh these characters out a lot more, put some more detail in them. Here's Ariel. I actually like Ariel. I think that's going to be a cool character to work with.
Yeah.
And then here's Kimberly so far. I got to put a little bit more heavy metal fight to them.
True. Yeah, because she's just in a little black dress. She's got to get a little. Yeah, she needs a little more. I'm gonna
put some maybe some. I don't know for Kimberly. Like what do you think would work? Like maybe like a beanie or something.
Her hair is fine. I think that's okay. I'm thinking like I don't know. Like maybe she needs like a tank top and jean shorts, something like that, rather
leather
than a
wristband
dress. Because I'm looking at her right there. I'm looking at her right there, and she looks like some chick in an art opening, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Leather wristbands will help. Yeah.
I'm going to go back and add those to everyone.
I mean, the sixth player is usually the nerd of the group anyway.
That's what she is. Yeah, because she's
exactly.
She's Asian. I mean, hey, she's stereotype, right?
Right on. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Most synthesizers, by the way, are made in Japan. You didn't know that.
I'm thinking about adding a little bit more makeup, like eye makeup to her, to make her look more like gothic.
Yeah, they got to get a little more gassed out. The girls do. Yeah, I'm thinking so.
And then like do the signature MGTOW Outlaw thing where I put chokers around their necks like they're whores.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So there's her. So that's pretty much what we got. So all right. We will adjourn there. You guys can meet me over in the VC if you want to. I'm gonna go find something to eat too.
Yeah, me too. Get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot.
All right, good brother.
All
right, good people. So there it is. We're gonna get out of here. I have a tie that has piano keys on it. Oh, nice, sweet. All right, so we're going to get out of here for the evening. I appreciate everybody coming on out tonight. I don't think Cliff and Brian are going to be on. I know Fappening Facility will be on later tonight. So you guys can join us over there for the fappening. I know, Hikami, I think you'll be over there tonight.
Of course.
So the fun will continue, but it'll be in a few hours from now. So it looks like everybody is kind of in an agreement, sort of, kind of. We want to see this third iteration of Outlaws' original comic book ideas come to life. So I'll sit down and put a pilot episode together tonight and see what you guys think about it. And we'll go over it and all that. So, all right, people, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. God bless. And the wise words of the dearly departed: don't ever get married. Might just save your life of indentured servitude, usury, and abusery. We'll be back here Monday, same MGTOW time, same MGTOW channel, to do it all over again. Thank you so much, guys. Hit it.
Could you please save me? The world is crazy. From a drive-by was another dead baby. My homies killing each other for the love of a color. One dead brother and another sad mother. And damn, it makes me wanna holler. Another dirty day, gotta go make this dirty dollar. Because I gotta try to live and provide for Destiny, cause she's getting big. And I gotta bring her up right, so she won't grow up to be a pitiful sight. With 5 kids on welfare,